Hi guys, welcome to your favorite podcast on Accord Official with me, your favorite host, Empress. This is Dear Diary. Now I want to say to anyone listening to me, if this is your first time, you are welcome to this podcast. And if this is also not your first time, I just want to say thank you for coming back and joining us each time. We are in a festive season. Oh my God, I just love Christmas. I love the whole exchange of gifts. I love the whole part about the food. Like every single thing about Christmas just is my favorite season of the year. After my birthday is the only time. Okay, it's not the only time though, but it's one of the times where I am overly joyous for so many reasons and very, very thankful to God for bringing me thus far. Today we're going to discuss something really interesting. I promise you it's going to be very, very interesting. I just want us to think about something even before I delve into this. It's just a moment of reflection. I want us to think about what family means to us, what we think about family, what we can sacrifice for family, and what we think we cannot sacrifice for family. I want us to think about or even reflect on why we do the things we do. Is it just because we want to accomplish some things for ourselves, or because we want to move along with other people? As in, if you're on this level, is it supposed to be just you, or are you supposed to move with your family? How far can you go for your family? Basically, that's what I'm saying. Then I also want us to think about the many times we have been there for family and the many times we have not really been there for family for so many reasons. Probably some of them are genuine, but at the same time, let's think of the many times that we have not really been able to show up for our families because of other reasons that might seem selfish. This is a moment of reflection. You'll probably understand as I go into our entry for today. Today we are reading the diary of Rachel. Dear Diary, I'm stuck between two crucial decisions. I know this might literally be the last time I see my aging father alive, but I also don't want to miss out on this work promotion. I've been chasing my promotion since the beginning of this year, and I can say that it's finally within my grasp. Now, about my family. We are a family of 4 siblings with my mom and dad. For some years now, our plans of spending the Christmas holidays together gets messed up. First, it was the lockdown. Then there were some emergencies that came up. Now, this year, it's my promotion. Maybe I would have easily let this go if it didn't come with a huge bonus. All I need to do is represent my company at a conference and do what I do best. My dad has been in and out of the hospital. Hence, the very reason why he insisted we all make time to spend this year's Christmas together as a family, no matter what. I can't seem to get this out of my mind, but I also want this promotion so bad. Am I being selfish? You can't blame me, can you? Please help me out. I hope you understand where I was going with all that by now. It's important to understand that people value family differently. That's why I wanted to know your idea of family, what you can sacrifice for family, what you think you cannot sacrifice for family. That's what is playing out in this story. I'm going to talk about this from my point of view, and then I will do my best to be quite objective as well. The first thing I want us to look at is the fact that she has an aging father, and this hasn't been happening for so many years. I have no idea about how long this has been going on, but then it seems it is urgent. No matter what you have to do at this point, this is an emergency and you can't really read it. I'm sorry, but that's quite sad. I know people make a lot of mistakes in their past, especially when they think that they have enough time. Probably the father, when he was also quite young, didn't really value his family, and he felt like, he had enough time to celebrate it with his children and all those things. After all, he's working to pay the bills, he's working to get out for his family and all those things. Because if a child such as this one grew up knowing a father who knew how to balance his work life and his family time and every other thing, this person will not find it valuable to hold on to this promotion. So it's probably something that she's used to, a culture that she's used to. It's more like, okay, my dad wasn't really doing this when he was younger, so what really shows that this is really something I should also keep up. Now that you are dying, you want us closer to you, but when you were not really dying and you were healthy, you didn't really find its importance. But at the same time, I promise you, you are going to feel sad if you do not meet your dad this time around. Let's say, for example, you do not see your dad this time because of the promotion, and you find out that he passes on. It's going to hurt you the more because you were chasing something else and you probably think you should have spent your dad's final moments with him, it's going to hurt you more. Trust me, it will. And it doesn't have to get to that point. So far as you've noticed that early now that he's aging and then he's also been in and out of the hospital, that actually means that this is something that you should attend to. Spend the last moments your dad might have on this earth with him, and that will be very valuable. That will be better than getting any money in the world, because living with guilt and pain and anger and all those things wouldn't really make you feel happy. It will just distract everything. So even though you might have the money, you might have a big bonus, you might be living comfortably, it's still going to be painful. Imagine he's dead and then you decide to step at his funeral. How is it going to be like? Everybody's going to be like, why are you here now that he's no more? Pay your last respect to him, because I've probably met him physically and spoken to him. Why are you here now that he's gone? That kind of thing. There's this thing where people just want to show love to you when you pass away, but when you are alive and you need them in your life, they do not show up. So why would you do this right now? That is hypothetically if things go on in that manner. So you wouldn't want to live with that. Please do not go down that path. I also believe that if you realize that you are an asset to the company, these things wouldn't or shouldn't be in your way, because a good company would never lose an asset. They'll do their best to keep the assets. So if someone, or even in this case, your company doesn't know your worth, then it's not worth having them or like keeping them. You don't have to lie to yourself. It's okay if you don't get this promotion, because you don't have to force people to see your worth. The moments they don't even see your worth and they don't even appreciate you, that's even a question mark in itself. That's a huge problem. So all this time you have been working with them, they should have by this time recognized your worth. And then if they do, they would still reward you, even though you might not get this bonus. Trust me, it doesn't take this conference to actually determine your importance to the company. It doesn't, or it shouldn't. Let me put it that way. It shouldn't. If you are doing a great work all these years with them, I don't know how long you've been working with them, but even if it's a short period, they should see your value and then treat you as such. Don't in any way think that losing on this opportunity will be anything compared to how you feel if you also lose your dad. That is exactly how I'll put it. I hope once you get to listen to this, you decide to go home. And when you go home, I mean, this is the best time to catch up with your siblings. I'm sure it's been a long time since you saw them. And then communications over the phone might not be the same as meeting people physically. Your mom needs you, your dad needs you, your siblings need you. So, I mean, think about all these things. So some of the things you can do, you can probably revive some Christmas traditions. I don't know if you have some Christmas traditions going on in your house, but then you can revive them if you do. And if you do not have some, you can actually develop new ones. There are so many things to do. There are Christmas board games. There are games you can even play on the PlayStation. There are other things you can do, this whole musical chairs, karaoke. I mean, so many things you can do to also spend time with the people you love. This is about people who will cherish you. This is about people that have known you from the beginning of your life. I mean, your early stages of development and all those things. And keeping a relationship with them is important. Family is very, very, very important. Like, on a more serious note, even God wants us to keep our families intact, because that is how we produce life into this world. And so many of the problems you have in society, it's also because the walls of families have been breached. You realize that there's so much hate, there's so much pain, and so many things going on in families. So you realize that a lot of people are working in this world with their souls fragmented by pain, sorrow, bitterness, and all those things. So if you have the opportunity to make things right and enjoy a great time with your family, why not? So this has been Dear Diary on Accord Official with me, your favorite host, Empress. And guys, Merry Christmas. Enjoy your Christmas holidays. Thank you so much for being with us. I wish you nothing but the best in this particular season and in the coming years. Continue to live purposefully.